Hey, how's it going? Happy holidays. December is officially here. 2019 just went in a blink of an eye. But I wanted to check in with you. For anyone that does not know me, my name is Jordan Pyle. I'm currently a real estate agent with Keller Williams, Chicago, Lincoln Park. I've been in the business now 6 years, which is crazy to think that it's been that long already. But as we're kind of heading into 2020, which I just have a sense that the new decade is going to be filled with so much abundance, joy, happiness for each and every one of us. I couldn't be more excited to kind of turn that over and to say goodbye to the current decade. But before doing so, I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update on what I've been up to, what you can expect from me moving forward. And a lot of that has to do with me being here in front of you. So again, for those that do not know me, my name is Jordan Pyle. I want to give a little background here of kind of who I am, where I came from, where I'm at today, and some of those lessons I've learned, over the course of time. So back in let's rewind the tapes just a little bit. I'll give you a quick run through of where I originated from. So born into a loving household with my parents and an older sister. I was actually born in Indianapolis, Indiana, but immediately moved to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and pretty much was born and raised in the great old Fort Wayne, Indiana. I ended up, having a great childhood. Really could not complain. Or thinking back, there were so many sacrifices that were made from my parents, for my sister and I, to give us the life that we have and that we've been able to get to nowadays. So I have so much gratitude for them, and it's been an awesome journey. So after high school, I grew up playing sports, a lot of baseball, things like that. I tried other sports, basketball, football, but really found my calling with baseball. Joined a travel baseball team and played through the most of high school, or the majority of high school, until senior year. I decided to go a different direction. So after that, I actually ended up getting my bachelor's from Indiana University in Bloomington, which was another awesome experience. Ended up joining a fraternity, found some brothers for life there, and just so many other connections that truly also helped mold me and make me who I am today. So cannot forget about those times, some of the best times. But now we're on to bigger and better things now here in the real world. So to fast forward then through college, I landed in Chicago after just meeting some of my buddies, pledge brothers. My girlfriend at the time was moving here, and ultimately I knew I wanted to move away from Fort Wayne, Indiana. But I always thought I would end up in New York, and imagine that I landed here in Chicago, and every single year I love the city more and more. Now that I know my way around, I kind of know some of the things that I like to do here in the city. I'm a very active person, so having the lakefront out my front door to be able to run and bike and things like that, it's truly just such a vibrant city with all different walks of life, and couldn't be more happy to now operate and run a very successful business here as well. So that was 2013 when I graduated from IU, and my journey into real estate was not one of those success stories that you often hear about. And I think this is important as we're just kind of getting to know each other a little bit more on a deeper level, and it's going to play into a lot of the content and a lot of the educational material that I'm going to be pushing out pretty aggressively over the course of the year, because I'm noticing that there's a lack of education in the market today for consumers. There's so much information at all of our fingertips on our cell phones, on the internet, Zillow, Redfin, things like that, but not a lot of people are truly educating people like you, how to buy, sell, invest, rent, and all the ins and outs that go into each of those different processes. But to kind of get us to where we are today, I wanted to just share and be vulnerable with you about how I got to my journey into this business, and how I've progressed over the last 6 years. And the first thing I'm going to say is that business success, personal success, family success, whatever it is, financial. The thing I'm most proud about today is who I've internally become as a person through the ups, the downs, going sideways, going backwards, and then ultimately going forwards a little bit every single day, to then create, who you're seeing today on this video. So right when I got into business, it was actually an interesting story. I met my first real estate agent, who I was referred to right out of college, by the name of Will Goldberg. He is now just absolutely crushing it in the real estate space here, doing a lot of new construction, and still look up to this guy to the guy to this day. But basically how it went was I moved here after college, had an education, had a degree, but I still didn't know what I wanted to do and did not have a job immediately after. I just landed here and knew I was going to figure it out. I've kind of always had that I'll figure it out mentality. And that's truthfully kind of, how I ran with it. So, through our touring of properties, I was looking for rentals and he was helping me out. I kind of just one day when we were in the car, I was like, man, is this what you do full time? And, you just drive people around, help them look at properties and then you get paid and you kind of set your own schedule and it's super flexible. And he's like, yeah, essentially. So, to fast forward that is he set up a lunch with his managing broker at the time. And, unfortunately, I was kind of pitched something that was too good to be true. So I was told that, yes, this is an amazing industry. You can work when you want. You can make a ton of money and you're going to crush it. So I just ran with it, So I was like, I'm getting my license. I'm going to be a real estate agent. Always had some interest in real estate, always an interest in business, marketing, entrepreneurship. So I felt that this could be a good mix of kind of, the innate skills and the interest that I had. So got my license, took it online. Took me a couple of tries to pass my test, which I think is something that for any new agent getting into business, don't worry if it takes you a couple of tries. Like, it's a tough test, and quite frankly, the stuff you learn in real estate school is not what it is in the real life, real estate industry or the real estate space on a day-to-day perspective. So again, going back to the fact that I wasn't that overnight success, or I wasn't that person that got in and saw rapid success out the gate. For me, I struggled. I struggled a lot for, the first 14 months. I did some rentals to survive. Fortunately, I had some very gracious parents who were helping me get by. But it was 14 months. Yes, you heard that correctly. 14 months before I ever actually got my first sale. And for that person, it was actually my buddy, best friend from school, his older brother, Mike Gonzalez. Thank you for that opportunity. I don't think you probably even knew that was my first sale. Solely on my own, but that is kind of what pivoted me and was able to leverage me into more and more sales over time. However, with that being said, I had the one sale and still didn't see a lot of success until I actually met up and kind of started getting mentorship from a guy named Josh Lipton, and another person who has been a major influence in my life. This was about 2.5 years into the industry, and I went and linked up with him. We started working together at Jameson Sotheby's. And that is kind of when I started getting some momentum, started getting my feet under me and learning. I was a voracious learner just because I didn't know the city when I moved here. I had no network. I didn't know how to actually sell real estate at this time. So this is kind of where I am today. Everything that I do, I just attack it. I'm a voracious learner. I'm always learning, always open to new ideas, different perspectives, things like that. And since I didn't know any better and I had no other sales or things that were taking my time, I just started to study the industry, literally top to bottom to figure out what I was doing and how I was going to make myself successful. So little over little, or little by bit by bit, I ultimately, about 4 years in the industry, I was having my best career year ever. I was on pace to do, over 6 million in production, and just kind of randomly got me to a point where I asked one of my lenders and another mentor in my life. It's kind of a recurring theme here is I've been very purposeful and intentional about who I've surrounded myself with. And those are the people that have elevated me to each new level. And there's a famous quote out there or saying that it's, the people that got you to where you are aren't necessarily always the people that are going to take you to where you're going. And that is held true to me. There's still people that started with me in the beginning, such as influences from my parents, my sister, my family members, and some of these business partners that I've discussed. And there's also people that have come and gone. And I think all of that is just natural, right? But he was the one who was like, this is where the pivoting moment in my life and in my career was about 2015 is where he told me to go talk to this company or this guy named Josh Weinberg. He's with this new brokerage, Keller Williams, Chicago, Lincoln Park, which is where I'm at today. And little did I know that 20-minute coffee appointment was going to turn into 2.5 hours and hugging, if anyone knows Josh, hugging it out at the end, and really just opening my eyes and my brain to thinking bigger and kind of realigning me and reminding me of why I got into this industry, which was to create a completely huge business, a big business, but more importantly, a massive life. And today, if you know me, that is what I'm all about. I work incredibly hard. However, for me, it's all about relationships, making sure I'm I'm a man of integrity, making sure that I'm the hardest worker in the room, making sure that I'm always a compassionate leader, driven, confident. And I think that is what's going to ultimately take me to the levels that I want to go, to make sure that I'm not only building that big business, but every area of my life is fulfilled. From personal relationships to love, to finances, to health. I'm a health freak, and there's more on that to come with some of my goals for 2020. But again, it all goes back to like the self work and the deep work that I've done, which now allows me, and the way I like to put it is, you hear that you should always take care of yourself before you take care of others, and there might be some speculation on that, but the way I look at that is it's kind of like you have to put your oxygen mask on first, so then you can show up and truly give 200% to everyone else in your world that you live in. And that's how I live my life. I'm a man of routine. I'm incredibly disciplined, but I do that all to make sure that I'm good inside, because I know that inward security, that inward knowing of who I am as an individual reflects positively onto everybody that I meet in my day-to-day, whether it be business or life. So that's a little bit about me, where I came from, where I've gotten to, and the next couple of videos here are going to be about where we're going. I'm really excited about 2020 in terms of my business and truly elevating the consumer experience for all of you when you guys are working with me, whether you're buying or selling or renting property. We have some awesome things in the pipeline, and I can't wait to share with you. So one thing I'm going to ask you really quickly is, I'm going to be on YouTube a lot. I'm going to be on Facebook, Instagram stories. However, I really want to build my YouTube channel. So if you could go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like. I'm going to build this up. I have a goal to get that to over 500 subscribers in 2020. And again, this is going to be very educational. I'm not going to put out a bunch of fluff content. Some of it will be brand, some of it will be philosophical ideas, business lessons I've learned, things about life I've learned. Nothing that I've really originated myself, just things that I've learned that have helped me along the way. And then the bulk of that will be, as you as a consumer, how can I help you, continue or start building wealth through the most amazing vehicle of wealth building, which is real estate. Tune in, hit that smash that subscribe button. I'm new to this, as you can tell. Hit that button though. We're going to be packing it and bringing it in 2020, and I can't wait for you to follow along. Talk to you guys soon.